Welcome back. So, today I want to talk about my journey through the darkness. I want to talk about darkness. I want to talk about who I was opposed to who I am now. I want to talk about my past. I want to talk about the shadow. I want to talk about all kinds of things that I'm going through, that I'm experiencing, that I have experienced. The point of this video is I have gone through all these things, and I was one way, and then I became another way, and then another way, and another way, and another way. I'm kind of letting you into my journey so that you can see that if I'm able to do it, then so are you, because the whole point of this is to take everything that we've experienced and gone through and flip it into our power, to become empowered and realize that we are the creators of our reality. We are responsible for what we create, and we can't live the life that we want, be the person we want, when we're operating from fear, all kinds of dark energies that we don't even really realize are dark because we're too busy ignoring the dark. And I'm booking sessions now, shadow counseling, life coaching, even tarot reading. So if you're interested in changing your life, in becoming somebody divine, somebody that I'm not even like, this isn't about turning from dark to light. This is about becoming whole. This is about embodying both qualities, but for a divine purpose. Now, once you start opening your eyes to things, like, they become really apparent, and you really start to withdraw because there's a lot of shit that's distorted out there. Do you know there's like 25% of people who are actually willing to do the work to change? Most people will stay stuck forever. So that surface life that they're living, they're going to live like that for the rest of their life. When I was at my old job, and it started to feel like Groundhog Day, and my head was like, I should quit, because I'm having the same conversations, same interactions. I'm not even having fun doing anything. I feel burnt out. I'm not even making enough money. All these things. What was my point here? Hold on. Oh. So instead of like people go through this regularly. I don't know if they're aware that they're like living the same day. I'm pretty sure that they are. Like, I'm pretty sure most people can look back at their life and see, are you living the same, like, are you living the same days, the same weeks, the same years over and over again? Are you always doing the same things? Or are you creating new things? Because if you're always living the same thing, then you're absolutely stuck. And a lot of people will stay stuck forever, and not because they won't do the work. And instead, they just hate on people who do the work because they're jealous, because they want to be like them, but they can't find their fucking power to buck up and do the goddamn work. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit of tough love right now because of what I've been going through, but okay. So, I want to start at the beginning. I was born into a toxic family system. I was gifted at a very young age. I was able to see spirits. I had imaginary friends, but I'm very aware now that I'm clairvoyant. I can see things. So that was maybe feared in the house I grew up in. So that was pushed down. And also my family, my mother, she was my biggest opponent in life. My whole family. Our family was very toxic. Like I said, there was bullying, sibling rivalry. My mom would put me down. It was constantly putting each other down. Everyone was making each other feel like shit because everyone was competing with each other, which I didn't even realize. Like, just toxic shit, real toxic shit. We did drugs together. By 14, I was stealing and I'm talking about like all the drugs. Like, I'm not just talking about like weed. I'm talking about like cocaine and meth and heroin and Xanax and Norcos and alcohol, anything. And then our house was a party house, and so that was, by 14 I was still my mom's pills. I was we were drinking, having parties at the house, um, all kinds of things. There was just all kinds of toxic shit happening, like cycling. It was a constant battlefield because there was so much narcissism, and there's just like this dark demonic energy like I felt in the house that we grew up in. Very, very dark. I would be terrified most of the time because I grew up in it, and that's why I wanted to do the drugs, because I wanted to run away from the fear I was feeling, that I was programmed into. So obviously it started within the home, and then at school, and then it kind of it escalated as I grew up. I had my child at 18, and even then I was still trying to run away from the pain. So I still was using. I wasn't a good person either. I was an empath, yes, okay? I might have started out good, like my mom would get really drunk and want to harm herself. And so I would sit out there and play music with her all the time to try to make her feel better. Seeing if I loved her, that it would help, right? That's what the empaths think. So I did that to other people too, who would like, I'm gonna kill myself, like at parties and stuff. I would always be the one that's like, oh no, your life is worth holding on to, all this stuff. And that was still in like teenage years until, you know, the hope kind of died out. Like I kept hoping my mom would get better because there was constant chaos in the house. There was violence, abuse that led me into getting with boyfriends who were abusive, and more numbing, more escaping, more drugs. So I found myself in dark places. I found myself in hanging out with people in drug houses, and then there was another form of abuse, like people trying to push themselves on me. I literally had to run out of this house in my underwear because somebody was trying to force themselves on me, and then I got picked up by the fucking police and spent the night in the hospital. So these dark things, I'm fully aware that I was the person who put myself in these positions because I was too busy trying to escape my pain, because I was running from my own darkness of the truth of what had gone on in my life. But I wasn't ready to deal with that still. So more drugs, more alcohol, more numbing, until, you know, I stopped using my empathy as hope. I started using my empathy. I became the dark empath. So this is like how I found out about different types of empath. I became the dark empath. So instead, I started using I was using my empathetic abilities to read people so that I could use them to get what I wanted. So it was very manipulative. And then I was a controlling girlfriend. And then at that time, like, I didn't even really like the guys I was dating. I just wanted, like, to be provided for. And so, you know, once they got broke or quit their job or something, I would leave them and go to find a new one. Or then there was a time where I didn't even commit to anyone, and I had multiple guys who did multiple things for me. But I didn't like any of them. And I just really just kind of lived in that darkness for a while until I started, I guess, wanting more for myself. I don't know. I don't really know what switched. Like, I know what the fuck switched. I was tired of being depressed all the time. And I'm doing these things, but I also hate myself for doing them. You know what I mean? Like, I hate that I have a lack of motivation to do anything. I hate myself. I wake up and call myself stupid all the time because I got drunk the night before, probably stayed up, said a bunch of dumbass shit, then woke up, had to rethink it, look through my phone, see the dumb text, be like, dude, you're so fucking stupid, this and that. The negative self-talk was insane. I fucking hated myself. And then it's like, even after I stopped my negative self-talk, my mother's voice would play in my head, like, you stupid little cunt, I can't believe that I even had you, type shit. And I'm like, oh, that's where the self-talk came from. Like I said, in that house, we were not building each other up. Everybody was tearing each other the fuck down. And when I got out of that house, you know, I just did petty ass shit for no reason. Like, bring two guys that liked me both hang out at the same time, just to see them be jealous, like some fucked up shit. For no reason, until somebody told me, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why would you do that? That's so unkind. And then I don't know, like, something flipped in my brain, like, I don't really know why I'm doing that. Because I'm puppet master in chaos and ha 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 ha. Like, that's not okay. So I started looking at my actions, and that's when I started discovering sound healing and tarot and all of that. But still an addiction, so not really. I don't know, the darkness was still there because I was still avoiding the darkness. But I was slowly trying to claw my way out of it. But I was still very much in victim mode and like waiting for someone to save me. Disney princess shit. And I guess I just felt like if I sat around long enough, someone would eventually pop up and be like, hey, I'm here, let's go. I don't know. I was so far, like, I was not grounded at all. My head was like spinning some crazy stories. But anyways. Okay, so then the thing about growing up in darkness like that is you can see people's intent, like, because of the fact that you grew up in it, it's like you get to know the darkness. You get to see the darkness in other people, their demons, their shadows, and you're aware of what the fuck's going on. So the only thing is you're not aware enough where you can send back their energy, because you're still like operating from victim mode. You're still in a place where you're not empowered, so you do let these people's energies get to you big time. Big time. And for me, I don't know why it was like always about overgiving, or like having to give something to get something, because even unfortunately I was in a dark space, and like I would sleep with people to get things from them too, because that's all I had to get. And I hated myself for that too, because I hated every single second of it. So I realized that I put myself in most of the situations I was in. And I started being like, well, what if I just stop doing the things that I fucking hate doing? But how do I do that? So it was like I was slowly breaking away from addiction. It wasn't all at once. It was like, okay, because I've always had this mentality that you can't, because if you completely shut something down and it just comes back harder and harder, and it creates pressure. So I always was like, okay, well, I'm gonna still do, like, maybe I'll drink on the weekend or whatever. But then I realized like I was planning everything around that day that I got to drink or whatever it was. So after that, shortly after that, I had my near-death experience. Now, when I had my near-death experience, I was on a lot of acid, and I could see I was talking to the demons in people instead of them. It was like fully aware to me, so I was trying to get the fuck out of there. And that's been happening again to me recently. But I'm not on acid. So I'm starting to see people's shadows again. Because for a long time after the near-death experience, I got in AA. I got sober. I was like, you know what? I'm not a good person. I'm a shit person. And I can't stop myself, and I can't help myself, and I don't know what to do. And AA, but I was also still very spiritual. I've always been very spiritual. Like, I've always believed in God. Like, even, like, I would fuck people over, like, for some way in my mind, like that, for God. Like, I'm fucking this person over for God. Like, crazy, warped shit. So I realized, like, I don't want to be that person. Like, I don't want to get my needs met by others. I want to meet my own needs. I also don't need alcohol or half of the shit that I was getting from people. Like, so I stopped all that. I didn't stay completely sober. because, you know, I very much journeyed in plant medicine, but it was all very intentional. And I still, even, maybe I haven't drank in a really long time actually, but occasionally I will, because I'm not overdoing it. I've learned self-control. I'm not the same as I was before, but I have no desire to really do it at all. So I don't really do it because it leads to unconsciousness. And unconsciousness is when the demons kind of fucking come up. Now, I want to talk about the demons because nobody wants to talk about the demons. The demons are our insecurities, our fear, our doubt, lack. So anything that's causing suffering, it's a demon that needs to be banished from your field. So what I've had to do is address each demon, like the demon of greed, the demon of gluttony, and banish it from my field. Like, hey, I'm a sovereign being. I'm in my power now. I've done all my work, my chakra work. Like, this is my fucking field, and you're fucking gone. Get the fuck out. So you have to call that demon by name, whatever's bothering you. Demon of guilt, demon of shame, demon of whatever it is, and then banish it. You have to banish it out of your field. Say, you're not welcome here, and that's how you kill the demon from your, and you also say, you're not welcome in my bloodline, and that's how you kill the demon of your blood, and they're not allowed to touch your bloodline because now you're empowered. And, oh, that was sick of crap. Oh shit. Okay, so, oh shit, okay. Sorry. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, you banish them, and then they can't come near you. They can't come in your space. Protect your space. Keep your shit saged, cleansed. You're going to start to see people for who they are. I think for a long time I was trying to avoid seeing people for who they are. I was giving everyone the benefit of the doubt. So I got in AA. Then I realized, when doing through my things I needed to make amends for, because everyone in my family had gotten out of addiction, that they all deserved something from me because I was shit. And this was just me cleaning up my side of the street. So I helped everybody out in the ways that I could. The only thing was that each and every one of them showed me, except for a few, showed me that just because you're sober doesn't mean you've healed your patterns. Just because you're not a drunk narcissist doesn't mean you're not a narcissist. Just because you aren't on cocaine doesn't mean you don't harbor jealousy in your heart and competition and do weird, sketchy shit to, like, try to put someone down or try to compete with them. I don't compete with people. I just try to be better than I was. And that's why I don't understand people who try to compete with me. Like, if you're trying to compete with me, go do your inner work and find your light, just like I did. So, another thing is that's when I started, okay, so then a situation came up. So then I realized, so like I started seeing the darkness in people, and then I realized that not everyone is good and holds good intention, which for me was earth-shattering. Because I was like, now that I have good intention, I believe everybody else has good intention, because I switched up. So yeah, now I'm going to be in a world where everybody's good. No. Okay, this is definitely a dualistic world, and it took me a long time to fucking swallow that. So people do not have good intentions, and this is where I realized that I've gone from dark empath to Heyoka empath. So the Lakota tradition was sent to me in Dream Realm, and then I started reading the traditions, and the thing is, I had already started to realize some things about myself, that I do things backwards, like the cutting of the neck. Just things that I do are backwards. The way somebody else does it, I do it the opposite. And not on purpose. That's just something I noticed. So I started looking that up, and it says Heyoka empath. Heyoka empath is somebody from native tradition who will, like, wear sweaters in the heat, or like raincoats in the heat, and something just the opposite. Just and they'll laugh at funerals. They'll do weird shit that people don't do to disrupt people, to disrupt pattern. It's a pattern disrupt. So now that I can see the patterns, I see your intentions, I see what's going on underneath, that you're wounded and you got some fucking shit you need to deal with, but that's not my business. I hope that you heal from that. But unless you want my help, then you can book with me. But then you're like, okay, my field now, because I have communed with the divine and I am only working for the greatest and highest good, the disruption that happens, I can't do anything about. The reason why people get so triggered by me is because I have thrown my script away. Because I say, I'm not my patterns of the past. I've overcome them. I'm somebody new. I'm building something new. I'm going to keep pushing forward, keep pushing ahead, and there's really nothing you can do about it. So, this triggers the fuck out of people who are staying stuck. Because they have chosen to stay stuck. That's not my fault. That's your fault for staying stuck. If you want to get unstuck, unstick yourself. Just like I had to. By my goddamn self. Anyway. So, I had to embody my darkness because something came up. And I was like, okay, well, this is a situation where I have to unleash my inner bitch. Like, the bitch that I was all those years, getting in fights, being a fucking asshole, being a dick. Now I have actually a fucking reason to whip it out. So I did. And it was the most freeing thing that I've ever done. And I realized that I actually love that part of me too. And it's useful. And I didn't do it for any reason, any manipulative reason. I did it because A, I'm tired of people fucking with me. I'm tired of being walked all over. I'm a great person. Not for you, because you're a fucking asshole. I'm a great person to people who deserve it. Now I'm going to be more selective. Now I'm going to kind of sit in here and let the people reveal themselves to me. Because I've already been seeing some reveals, and it's like, okay, I know who I need to connect with and who I don't need to connect with. And everything, the law of exchange, everything that leaves has got to be replaced by something better. So, I'm fully aware of that. I'm in this place where everything's been stripped. I've accepted my shadow. I accept that I am a divine disruptor, even though sometimes it's fucking annoying dealing with all these projections. The difference is now I have the awareness to realize this is a projection and an expectation coming outside of me, onto me, that's disrupting my field, and it needs to go back to where it came. And then it goes away, and then I can go back into my flow. So, this is all because I cleaned out my fucking line, my shit, my chakras, and I figured out I want to be a vessel for divine good, not in a malicious way like I used to. Like, I want to be used to help this world. And also, the more I can help people change, then we can be in healthier relationships and we don't have to worry about looking over our shoulders. Do you know how exhausting it is being hyper vigilant, always having to look over your shoulder? And also, I realized I had CPSD because of all the shit that gone on in my childhood all these years. And so I'm operating, sometimes I still get into this state where I'm like, I don't fucking trust anyone. And I don't want them fucking near me. So that is also something I'm having to heal through, but I have to do it by talking myself down. Like, nothing's happening, you're safe, they have no power over you. Stand in your sovereignty. You're sovereign. Sovereign doesn't mean always being good either. Sovereign means being authentic and real to what you're feeling in that moment. It doesn't mean spiritually bypassing, being all love and light, being good vibes, this, that. Do I hope everybody heals? Of course. Because then we can all kumbaya or something, which would be way better than all this fucking fighting, looking over on my shoulder. Like, stop trying to poke the bear. You don't want to poke the bear. Keep trying to poke the bear, and the bear's going to flash its third eye at you, and you're going to look ridiculous because you're going to see yourself. Apparently, Heyokas are really good at taking narcissists down. So, anyways, I am ready to leave all that shit. First of all, I don't want to say leave it behind. I accept fully that this has been my journey. I also realized that I wasn't able to unlock these memories until I accepted that they happened, that they were a part of who I am. They are who shaped me because I've been denying them and I've been repressing them all these years. Now, I'm like, oh, this has made me who I am. This darkness has forged me. There was, during the dark times, this quote that used to stick in my mind, and it was, you cannot think yourself into a character. You must hammer and forge yourself into one. And that's what I did. That's who I decided who I wanted to be. And I'm not going to let the world decide who I'm going to be. And I'm not going to let my family decide who I'm going to be. I'm going to be who I'm going to be according to what I want. What my heart, my Buddha heart, so that's what they say about the Heyoka empath, has the Buddha heart, but the demon's hand. So that's pretty sick, because it's like you really do embody full dark and light, and you're not really afraid to wield either. So, because you know they both serve the divine purpose. And you also know unconditional love isn't serving the divine purpose, it's enabling. It's enabling people to not show up as their higher selves when they could be doing the work and showing up as a better version. And so I'm done doing that now. I'm not going to be anybody's post to lean on. I'm ready for healthy relationships, so I'm done with playing that role now. So now I get to step into something new, and it's pretty exciting because I feel a lot freer. I feel empowered. I know what to do. I'm very aware, and I'm seeing more and more things. My psychic abilities are on the up and up again, which I'm loving. And the fact is that the truth of this reality is, as much as we want it to be, everything to always be perfect, it's not. This is a fucked up world. But that's why we're here, is to disrupt the fucked upness. And to shake it loose and shake it out, and so we can embody wholeness, and in wholeness see each other as whole. And in doing that, maybe we will stop hurting one another. Maybe we'll stop trying to be better and just want each other to win for the sake of everyone doing well. Because not enough people want that. People want to be the best. They want to be better than you. They want to be at the top. I don't want to be at the top. I just want to be somebody that I wasn't before. Of course, I want things. Everybody wants things. I want to create the life I want, but it's because I want to create impact. It's because I want to look at my neighbor and be able to trust them. And that's the journey I'm on right now, really. So I am going to, I think, sign off here because I don't know if I have anything else to say. I've been stewing on this for a few days. You have to accept your past so that you can get those memories and understand that that version of you did their best with what they had. And all that shit you went through, it's the fire that is turning you. It's the fire you're walking through to become the alchemist. And the alchemist does what? Transmutes pain into power. So, if you want to work with me, you can DM me on Instagram. I think I have my link tree in my bio on YouTube, Instagram. You can also DM me on TikTok, or you can email me at Cosmic Fractal of Light. I'm also on Threads. They're all at Cosmic Fractal of Light. If you feel inclined to do that because you are ready to change your life, accept truth. It's going to be hard truths you're going to have to fucking accept. But I know you can do it, because if I could do it, and I literally felt like I was nothing and nobody, and that I was going to be dead. Like I had submitted to being dead already. And look at me now, thriving. Not just surviving. Thriving. So, if you want this to be you and you're ready to take that next step, just holla at your girl.